Topic number 5th. Uptake and transport of mineral nutrients. Plants obtain their carbon and most of their oxygen from CO2 in the atmosphere. However, their remaining nutritional requirements are obtained from water and minerals in the soil. पहला, uptake of mineral ions. Unlike water को अगर छोड़ दिया जाए, all minerals cannot be passively absorbed by the roots. Two factors account for this. पहला, minerals are present in the soil as charged particles, ions form में, which cannot move across cell membranes. And दूसरा, the concentration of minerals in the soil is usually lower than the concentration of minerals in the root. मतलब root में ज़्यादा concentration होता है ions का. Therefore, most minerals must enter the root by active absorption into the cytoplasm of epidermal cells. This needs energy in the form of ATP. The active uptake of ions is partially responsible for the water potential gradient in roots and therefore for the uptake of water by osmosis. Some ions also move into the epidermal cells passively. Ions are absorbed from the soil by both passive and active transport. Specific proteins in the membranes of root hairs cells actively pump ions from the soil into the cytoplasms of the epidermal cells. Like all cells, the endodermal cells have many transport proteins embedded in their plasma membrane. They let some solutes cross the membrane, but not others. Transport proteins of endodermal cells are control points where a plant adjusts the quantity and types of solutes that reach the xylem. Note that the root endodermis, because of the layer of suberin, has the ability to actively transport ions in one direction only. Translocation of mineral ions. After the ions have reached xylem through active or passive uptake or a combination of the two, their further transport of the stream to all parts of the plant is through the transpiration stream. The chief sinks for the mineral elements are growing regions of the plants, such as the apical and lateral meristem, young leaves, developing flowers, fruits and seeds, and the storage organs. Unloading of mineral ions occurs at the fine vein endings through diffusion and active uptake by these cells. Mineral ions are frequently remobilized, particularly from older sensing parts. Older dying leaves export much of their mineral content to younger leaves. Similarly, before leaf fall in deciduous plants, minerals are removed to other parts. Elements are most readily mobilized are phosphorus, sulfur, nitrogen, potassium. NPK, ये याद रखना है, NPKs. Some elements that are structural components. कैल्शियम क्या होता है? नोट रिमोबिलाइज्ड, क्योंकि स्ट्रक्चर में पार्ट होता है. स्ट्रक्चर में से अगर निकाल लो कैल्शियम तो स्ट्रक्चर खराब हो जाएगा, इसलिए. An analysis of the xylem exudates shows that though some of the nitrogen travels as inorganic ions, जैसे अमोनियम हो गया, नाइट्रेट हो गया, much of it is carried in the organic form as amino acid and related compounds. Similarly, small amounts of phosphorus and sulfur are carried as organic compounds. In addition, small amounts of exchange of materials does takes place between xylem and phloem. Hence, it is noted that we can clearly make a distinction and say categorically that xylem transports only inorganic nutrients, while phloem transport only organic materials, as was traditionally believed. हम लोग ऐसे जानते हैं, लेकिन ऐसा कोई डिस्टिंक्शन या कैटेगोरिकली नहीं है अभी तक. यहाँ पर नोट लिखा हुआ, गौर करना है.